Quick tips for when you want to sculpt your first BJD. Number one, think of the type of doll you want to sculpt. Think of the size, think of the style. Are you going to sculpt single joints? Are you sculpting double joints? What do you think would be easier for you to work with? When I first started and I couldn't really afford too much clay, I would work on smaller dolls, but to be honest, it's easier to work on a doll that's slightly larger. Then again, that's just my opinion. Work with whatever size you're comfortable with. Number two, decide on the sphere sizes before you even start sketching out the doll. In this video, I'm using, well, not just in this video, in general, I use measuring spoons to sculpt the ball joints. So it could be whatever you could use styrofoam balls, you could use wooden balls, it doesn't really matter. But decide on the ball sizes for the joints before you start sketching. It just makes things easier. Speaking of the sketch, tip number three, don't spend too much time sketching. It's very easy to get lost in the details. And a lot of the time, the sketch isn't, going to be what the final doll looks like anyway, especially if this is your first time sculpting in general. The sketches always look different from the main sculpt. I also tend to draw only one arm and one leg so that way I can have one reference point for the length and size of those limbs. When I draw, I don't know about anyone else, but when I draw, it's never really fully even, so it's just easier to have one reference point instead of two. Although I ended up drawing a face for this character, I'm focusing mostly on the body. The entire sketching process literally only took me about 30 minutes. Anyway, that's pretty much it.